Okay, is that everybody? I expect you're wondering what you're doing here. Well, we've had a phone call from Commodore, and they're sending one of their top people down here today.
Sir?
Oh no, she's here now.
Hello, I'm Valerie Whalen from Commodore. You must be Mr. McCarthy.
Yes. If you can just take it...
I'm afraid I don't have a lot of time, Mr. McCarthy. I'm due at the airport in 45 minutes.
Right.
Now, you may be aware of the class of the 90s Amiga 500 pack. Now, Commodore are looking to produce an exciting new video. And what we'd like to know is, are your pupils up to doing the artwork? Now, can you do art?
Yes.
Design?
Yeah.
Word processing?
Yeah.
Music?
Yes.
Do you use a database?
Yes.
And two very important things for the graphics, digitizing
Yeah.
and animation.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we could be in business.
Right. I presume you want this sometime next term.
Oh no, Mr. McCarthy. The deadline on this is 7 days.
7 days? But there's so much to do. There's a parents' evening and there's an awful lot of homework to mark and lessons. So much lesson planning
Sir!
to do.
We can do it.
I'll look forward to seeing the results. Good morning.
Can you believe we're going to be in a video? What are you going to do though? Because you know that thing I started, that thing, it didn't look very good. But I'm going to be so excited.
Listen! Quiet! Please, thank you. Now there's one more thing we're going to need in this video. Music.
The class is full and the kids are eager to get their hands on the Commodore Amiga. It's the machine for home and school.
Because the Commodore Amiga is totally cool. I found it very useful in the classroom in particular and come to the conclusion that it's really cross-curricular.
No computer in its class is better or faster. Class of the 90s. And it's easy to master.
Oh, Uganda.
Got to bring
Sharp graphics.
And sound. The Commodore Amiga's the best all round.
Amiga makes sense. Amiga is fun. It's naturally national curriculum.
Hardware, software. Anywhere, hardware, software. Oh yeah.
Use it in the home or use it in the school. It's a multi-purpose learning tool.
Hardware, software. Anywhere, hardware, software. Oh yeah. There's loads of computers, you probably know. Amiga's the best. So here we go, here we go. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go!
Well, the unpacking didn't take long, did it? But before you get carried away, just listen carefully for 2 minutes.
The first thing you should do is fit the 501 memory expansion. This involves turning the Amiga upside down, unclipping the bottom panel and carefully sliding in the metal memory expansion. Oh, and don't forget to refit the bottom panel after.
Now I don't want you to panic, but if you look on the back of the main unit, you'll see a number of holes. These are connector sockets. Each one has a job. One's for the mouse, one's for the monitor, one's for the audio connector, and there's a power connector. Now each plug can only be inserted one way round, so there's no worries there. But remember to turn off the computer before inserting or removing any leads, because if you don't...
Right, to connect the mouse, first turn it upside down, open it up and remove the little bit of foam that's holding the ball in place. To plug in, just put the end of the mouse cable into the socket labelled joystick 1.
Next comes the lead for the monitor. Use the cable supplied and plug the large end into the socket marked RGB video. Then you have to connect the sound. Just plug the 2 ends of the audio cable into the socket marked audio on the back of the Amiga, okay?
Now we've nearly finished. Put the square end of the power cord, which is separate from the mains unit, into the Amiga That's left of the monitor socket on the back of the main unit. Child's play. Talking of which, here he comes again.
Here's the monitor. It doesn't come with a pack, but we've got one already. Okay, all we have to do now is plug the monitor lead in and the audio cable. Right, now we're ready to plug it into the mains.
Tidy up your writing. It's a mess.
Use ProWrite word process.
ProWrite is a super word processor that we received recently. It allows children to manipulate text as they would do on any normal word processing package, but they can very quickly access fonts and alter the size of their fonts and also the colour of their fonts.
I think ProWrite is better than working in the class writing because your computer and it makes it look better because I can't write very well. Whereas you can get this computer to write whichever font you like. I think Emerald is for old-fashioned writing and Diamond is plain. And we've got Emerald on here at the moment, which is sort of Magna Carta sort of style. You've got to tell them the size, haven't you? Yeah. 9 by 9 or 8 by 8 or whatever. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. You got to, yeah. How about each one was? One. Yeah. Right. You can save things, call things back when you like. Say you haven't finished anything, you have to, say it's a home computer and you have to rush off for tea, then you can save it and then come back and open it up again, which gives it's there for you. And you can change your colours on it, brighten them up and everything. I think it's great.
Children have found this most exciting, actually highlighting parts of their work in colour and then being able to print out coloured reproductions of their work for presentation. Very, very pleased with it.
You can change the shape, size of the letters and everything, whereas we've got other computers in school which can't do that. But this is the ultimate.
Info file, store your data. Tapped in now, interact later, 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 later.
Recently I've been introduced to InfoFile, which I found to be far more user-friendly and easier to use than most of the packages I've used. Pupils themselves have found it very easy to use, and the pupils that are familiar with using the Amiga techniques can quite readily sit down and work their way through a program.
Today we just started on this InfoFile. InfoFile is a database, and the database is like a file where you keep all the records of everybody. And what we've done so far is like put our names and our friends or our cousins and our family, relatives.
It's a very useful package. I think one that will be very successful within schools.
Well, it's quite easy to use. Like, you've got 2 discs. First, you put the master disc in, gets you to the index, and see. You find the ones you want, you put it to InfoFile, and then you put the student's file in. It gets you onto here, and then you open a new file. Open a file. You click it on open, and it comes out, and you have to give the project you're doing a name, like your own name or somebody else's name. You have to remember that name, and when you get into the index, you see your name up there, so you click on your name, and it comes up.
With the introduction of massive curriculum technology, where pupils have to be able to store and retrieve and handle information, I think InfoFile will be probably the most popular package amongst the schools.
If you're really good at art, or even if you ain't, paint like Picasso, Dulux paint. It's not Dulux, it's Deluxe.
Nathan's been working on Deluxe Paint on and off throughout the year. Generally, of all the packages we've got for art and aesthetic work, this one is the most popular that we have in school. We have others on other systems, but this one produces the best images and the best printout. Until we had this one, we thought the ones we had before were the best, but this one far surpasses them in terms of output and ease of operation.
I think it's helped my schoolwork a great deal because it's so easy to operate, and you can do so many things on it that you couldn't do, you know, freehand and stuff like that.
One of the things we can do on the Deluxe Paint is, for example, do some weather forecasting or pretend to be a weatherman or weather person on the television. And because there are 2 pages, you can load in 2 pages, and by pressing the J button it goes from one page to another. You can also have on one of the pages a whole series of symbols denoting the weather. And for example, and they really enjoy doing this because they've seen it done on television every day, and so they actually feel that they're doing something that they recognise. They can cut out a symbol, such as the sunshine, there, and then they can just, by pressing J, go back to the base map, and they can put the sun wherever they want.
One of the things you can do with Deluxe Paint is to cut out a piece of the flower and put it in a more interesting place. Anybody using the Amiga can feel like an artist because it helps you draw. It has the picture, so you can rearrange the picture to suit your taste.
I find that on the Amiga it's much easier to understand work like this, which is really very hard to do on the board.
It just depends upon the type of use you want to make of it, and I'm sure the things I've thought on it that you can do, really other people, other places could think of far better things to do than I have. The symmetry options on it allow children at the simplest level in the reception class to produce marvellous patterns, and everyone's a winner. Everybody gets a success, and really artwork should be all about everybody getting a success. Obviously you can tailor-make the work that they do to a level of ability as you progress through the school.
Don't forget, it's not Deluxe Paint, it's
Deluxe Paint!